for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right. Good evening. How you doing? Fade to Black. Yes, it is indeed Fade to Black. And today's Thursday, December 18th, 2025. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Welcome, everyone. Happy holidays, by the way. We are knee deep in it, aren't we? It's happening. It's happening. Christmas is next week. Today is our 12th anniversary special. And tomorrow's the actual anniversary. And 12th anniversary heading into after tomorrow, man. It's 13 years. 13 years in our 13th year. Wow, it's crazy. So much has happened. So many different versions and of the show as it grows and it evolves and stuff. But yeah, 12 years. It's crazy. So normally what we do is for the anniversary show, which we do this once a year, bring in a bunch of friends and stuff and bring them on for a few minutes. And all of that is fun and it's great. And I appreciate that. And they take the time to do it. But, I'm just going to sit here for, 6, 8, 10, 12 guests and I don't want to poo-poo on it. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. All right. You know what? That's kind of, for me, I don't know. It just seemed a little egoed out to do it again. So I just want to do, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. All right. The anniversary shows were other people's ideas. You know what my idea of a good time is? Hanging out with you guys. That's a good time where I get to just AMA this thing from beginning to end and talk and cheese. Ken Priest. You caught that today, Ken? Did you catch that today? Let's see. Anyway, so just hanging out. Let's talk. Pop me a question, a comment, and I realize, and I know, and you should, and I should. Favorite shows, favorite moments of the past. What are yours? And stir my brain, and we'll see if we can get something going there. Favorite guests, favorite subjects, not so favorite, whatever. It's just a conversation. It's just a hangout tonight. If you can, do me the favor and post your questions or comments in all caps, and all the moderators will remind you of that. I do want to take the time to thank a bunch of people. We've got, here on the show and also with the web and social media, there's a lot of people that are part of the team here. And, and Chris, who runs the Fadernaut fan group over on YouTube. And he also manages some other pages, manages the radio page and stuff. He's been with us for a very, very long time. And there's that part, the managing of it. Okay, so thank you for that, Chris, because that's just, I can't thank you enough for that. But he's also very creative. He's also very creative with his art and with his videos and stuff. And we've been posting those and watching those for years and years and years. So big thank you to Chris, of course, Renee, for not only being a friend, but, helping produce the show and certainly producing the news segment every day and keeping my speech correct. Michelle, producing the show, and which is, I can't tell you how difficult, how much work goes into booking 4 shows a week for a month for a year at a time. That's a lot of shows, first off, but she's kind of inside of my head, and she needs to be. She steers the show, right? Michelle, just thank you so much. Of course, the mods, and Bill, John, and Jessica. 3 of you have been with us for a very, very, very long time. I've known Bill forever. I've known Renee forever. I've known John forever. I posted earlier today. I remember when John showed me his Fade to Black tattoo on his leg, and we were sitting at a campfire, and he hikes his foot up on the rock that, the campfire ring, hikes his foot up and goes, check this out, man. Pulls up his mouth. What? You've got to be kidding. It's a really cool tat. But yeah, John's been with us forever. And Christina Gomez, I have to thank her. Not only does she help here on the show, but she keeps me motivated and make sure that, I come out of her show every single week at 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock, the first text in, it's Christina. Okay, man, get up. We got a show today. And so I want to thank Christina. She's just absolutely amazing. And I know that I'm forgetting names and stuff. But just thank you. It's a big team, and there's a lot of work. Oh, and Drew, the amazing stuff that he has done and is currently doing with the website. I do want to mention to everybody over on the website, in the membership section. Now, I'm going to say allegedly because I haven't tested this yet, but Drew has told me about it. In lieu of an app, which we're still working on, by the way, but we have a hoax app. So we've got this program that is installed on the page in the members section, and it's really, really cool. Graphically, it's amazing. But go and check that out. If you have an iPhone, not an Android, I have an iPhone, but I haven't tested it yet. And neither is Drew, because he doesn't have an iPhone. He's Android. Is you can drag and drop that onto your iPhone and run it from your iPhone. Now, you have to be a Fadernaut. You have to be a premium subscriber to access that and stuff. But Drew says it is working. I know that the page is working and the app is working, but I don't know about the drag and drop onto the iPhone, which you would think I would have gone, no way, man, and immediately checked it. I haven't checked it yet. He just told me a few days ago. So yeah, thank you, Drew, and Drew again. Drew has been with us. I'm thinking 2014. Yeah, it's 2025. So 10, 11 years. Drew has been with us, and most of you have. Most of you have. And just thank you for everything, and thank you to the team for allowing me to sit here and have so much fun. Remember, I was talking about smiling? Yesterday was Sarah. That was a good show. Oh, man. Sarah Elcaldi last night. Wow. Last night after that show, I sat down and thought about that one. I thought about that one and thought about her a lot. I shot her an email after the show. I was, sitting there just kind of digesting everything. And the information was great, but her delivery and the way that she does it, she communicates so well. And so I did what I don't do a lot of this, but shot her an email and said, man, you are wonderful. That was an amazing conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you for being you. Yeah, she was so good last night. Okay. So before we start to get to the questions, and DJ Fulcrum, thank you. Here, something for coffee. Fade to black. Thank you so much for that. That's really, really cool. And I was just going to say, okay. So I am going to ask the Fadernauts a question. I'm going to do this in real time, and I want to see your answers. I want to see your answers to this question. Okay, so right now I'm just marking questions. There's DJ. Thank you so much for that. Very, very, very cool. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Okay. Have you ordered from Temu? Temu? Has anybody here ordered from Temu? Okay, because I always see, I see the ads for it. I hear about it. I hear people complain about it. I've never, I'm just kind of an Amazon guy when it comes to that stuff, and also reverb.com. If you don't know what Reverb is, that's where you go for your musical gear, your music gear. So I'm goofing around, and I see a guitar. They sell a lot of Chinese knockoff guitars. They're called Chibsons, by the way. Chinese Gibson. And I was, wow, that looks kind of cool. All right. And I forget, it looked cool. It's like $150. It was a copy of like a $5,000 guitar. And I'm looking at it, and I clicked on it. So to click on it, you've got to get the app. You got to do this. You got to do that. And so when you go and you get that, all these things, they're spinning this and that, and free gifts, and so I'm doing that, and I got suckered in. I did. So I get the app and I install the app. I see the guitar. I don't buy the guitar. But there was a whole list of, there's this thing, X amount of, like crazy, stupid amount of money, like $1,500 in free things and whatever. And I'm spinning wheels. So I do all of that. And I click through, and then I got stuff that I would never, ever, ever buy. Or think about and go and look. I bought stuff like, like 100-piece package of food storage containers, like Tupperware. $5. 100 pieces for ordered that. I ordered a set of allegedly Japanese folded steel kitchen knives. $15, not $1,000 for the $15. So I bought those. I bought a tool set. I have got tools coming out of every part of my body. I have tools, power tools, this, that, every little thing. I bought a 150-piece set of tools, $9.99. So anyway, I ordered those. I ordered this crazy. I ordered. It said Zippo. It's not a Zippo. It's a Chinese Zippo. A Zippo, the lighter, Zippo light, but it's a torch. Bought one of those. $5. What else did I get? I got some kind of nuclear flashlight that you're supposed to be able to, you're supposed to be able to see it from Jupiter or something. So I got that. So anyway, and then in addition to the other stuff that I got, I didn't care. So to get the $1,500 in free stuff, I had to order 2 items. And I did. I ordered something for $5, the food storage containers. I ordered the kitchen knife. So I spent $20, all with free shipping. the whole thing. And I thought, this is bullshit. I am just being scammed. Well, 20 minutes ago, I got an email with tracking numbers. Everything's shipped. It's going to be here on Monday. So I after all of I talked smack that night after dinner. I was like, why did I do so now let's see the quality of this stuff. I don't know. Have you guys ordered? I'm being very serious. Have you guys ordered from Temu? I've got sick watches on Temu. Okay. It's fun. You've been Temu'd. I know, right? And the small fine print will get you. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it. Yeah. Temu zombie purchase. Same thing happened first time to me. So you guys have done Temu. I haven't. Plastic, Tupperware, microplastic. Holy hell. I know. But that's micro. If you eat it or if you throw it away, but if you keep it in your house, the microplastic side fades over time. So if you keep it inside of your house for 5 or 10 years, then you've overcome the microplastic ratio. Yeah, that's how I convince myself that I'm saving the planet. But Temu reminds me of like those office supply catalogs you would get, at the office, at the shop, and it would be 600 pages of useless crap that you would never, paper, tablets, staplers, staples, pens with your name on it. Here's my Fade to Black pen. You guys ever seen that? See, it says Fade to Black right there. It's pretty cool, huh? Fade to Black. Oh, no, this one says Harley Davidson. This one says Harley Davidson, but I have Fade to Black pens that are the same. So I'll let you know. When it comes in, we'll do a Temu unboxing. I think we should do that for the show. I do believe we should do that. And okay, so what are you guys doing for Christmas? What are you guys doing? I am going to spend it like I do every year with my daughter. I'm going to go to a dinner this weekend with some friends, and that's always fun. So we're going to do that and gift exchange and pig out and drink out. And then Sunday with my daughter. And that's because I'm working through Christmas and so forth. But anyway, so spending it with my daughter, and now I have a weird broken apart disjointed family situation. It's strange. It's been strange since I was a kid. So to kind of explain things in a nutshell, I was born to my mom and dad. They got divorced when I was 7. Stayed with my mom for about a year and a half in Chicago, then went to go live with my dad and his new wife. He was with her for 2 or 3 years. I lived there. That was in Indianapolis. They got divorced. My dad and I moved out. He meets another woman. He marries her, and we moved to Panama. And I come back from Panama. I divorced my dad while I was in Panama, and my mom too. But that was just because of it's a long story. I don't want to get into the details. So anyway, I divorced my dad. I come back to the States. I get adopted by my adopted family, and they were also in Indianapolis. So I come back from Panama, and I am with them. And then so it's weird, right? Now you can already see my brothers and sisters from my real mom and dad. They are living with my mom. I have now separate. I went halfway around the world, came back. and was adopted by another family. I didn't see my brothers and sisters until I was a way adult. And so to explain all of this, I come out from Indianapolis and I moved to California. I was 20, 21, 20. And I have been here now for over 40 years. And while out here, of course, I met my then wife. Her name is Kathy. And we have our daughter, Nicole. We get married. And her family, this is why I'm bringing all of this up. So when I say so Kathy and I got divorced back in 1995, right after Nicole was born. But my in-laws, which never happens, they were not only my family, but my best friends. All of them, except for one, my sister-in-law, Karen, Satan. Whenever I see her, I'm wondering who is actually guarding Hades, because what is she doing on the surface of the earth? But anyway, so my in-laws, Don and Evelyn, mom and dad, and Wendy, and of course Kathy, my wife, and that became my extended family. So, which brings me to when I say I'm spending Christmas with my daughter and family, that's what's going on. It's my in-laws, it's Evelyn. Don is dead, he's passed away, and Wendy, my sister-in-law, who I met her before I met my first wife, Kathy, in the 80s. That's a strange thing. That was actually a coincidence. So anyway, that's what's going on. It's my ex-in-laws. But we're still friends. I love them so much. So, and that's Christmas to me. It's very, very special. So I hope that you're doing the same thing that I am, which is just enjoy it, be around people that you love, and man, give those gifts. There's nothing like gifting. Nothing like gifting. I got my daughter some really cool stuff. I can't tell you right now what I got her. But I got her stuff, man. I got her stuff this year. I do every year, but yeah. And normally she goes, Dad, I want this. And I go and get it. You know, we did it with our parents. This year I did it all on my own. Yeah, feeling pretty good about it. Feeling pretty good. Okay. All right. So there you go. Temu. Temu is interesting, isn't it? I mean, what a bunch of worthless. I mean, good, and it's so effective because you actually look at that stuff and consider it. I'm like, oh yeah, wow, yeah, okay, I guess. No, I don't want to buy. Here, I swear on all that is holy, except for food. I don't want to buy anything ever again. Unless this is for somebody else. I'm done. God, I'm so done. I'm just done. I'm done with stuff. You have when you're growing up. This is what's interesting with all of that. When you're growing up and you don't have stuff, or somebody else has got something that you like or whatever, and then you go and and life is just this thing of acquiring things, and you don't really consider what you're going to do with it at some point, near the end. What do you do with all this stuff? And I am at that point because anything else that I purchase, anything, doesn't matter what it is something else my daughter has to deal with. Everything, so I'm just trying to ease the burden on her. I was thinking about, what do you guys think about this? What if I did this? I'm serious about this too. Here's a serious comment. Let me go to the end so I can read the comments. Here's a comment for all of you. I'm thinking about liquidating some guitars. Okay. Should I have like an auction? There's shipping and all of that. I don't want anybody, meeting me, in the parking lot of a shopping mall somewhere to take delivery of a guitar. But I'm thinking about just offloading some stuff. I have too many, and I'm easing the burden on my daughter. So, do you think I should auction? Yeah, let's see. Perfect timing, Jimmy. I'm taking guitar 1 next semester. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, should I just have an online auction? Just like right here. Right here. And next up we have, there's some I'm not letting go of. But I would say there's probably 10 guitars that have deep sentimental value that have been with me for a long time. But the rest, which I enjoy, can't take it with you, man. Should I just do an online auction? Sign them, autograph them, or not. Keep your guitars. You will regret getting rid of your babies. That's not what I'm talking about. Yes, Danny, I agree with you, Danny, but I don't play them all. I can't. And wouldn't a guitar be better served with somebody that would appreciate it and play it and learn and grow? I guarantee you, I have something for everybody in here. Whatever that dream guitar is that you're thinking of, I probably have it, and maybe you should have it. So I'm just saying. I was thinking about it. Me doing, I have time to deal with reverb, selling and packing and doing all of that. I don't have the time, and that is certainly something that I battle with. I'm always looking for more time in the day, like we all are right now at this stage. I am trying to figure out the best way of getting another hour or 2 or 3. Yeah, that's me. But dealing with reverb and selling that way, I don't know. I can't even go and check on my shipments without buying something else. And by the way, Jimmy, I found something I've never seen that you have. It took years. I wonder what that means. This is from Philip Daniels. Philip says, I can't even go and check on me. He's talking about Temu without, is that how you say it? Temu, or is it Temu? Is it Temu or Temu? I don't know why I want to say Mew. It's not Mew. Is it Mew? Is it Temu? Somebody tell me how to say it. Okay, is it, by the way, dude? You can't, that's where I found something I've never seen that you have. It took years. I'm wondering what you're talking about. Yeah, so should I, yes, I know it's T, yes, is it, look, everybody, is it Temu? That's what I'm saying. Temu, like Teemoo, Temu, or Temu. Moo like cow. It's okay. Okay. All right. I got you. See, Renee would tell me. Renee, where are you at, Renee? Renee corrects me on everything. And right now, it's Teen EU Esperanza. You need one more W in that, Esperanza. You need Esperanza. Oh man. When I met Esperanza, we hung out for like 3 or 4 days. It was a lot of fun. But she's how do I, she is funny in the chat. Okay, she is. That's her personality. I can see it. When I was hanging out with her, because she wanted to talk and ask me questions, and we were having so much fun and everything, but she was definitely really focused. And then I see her here, like, Team U. That's funny, man. How many Dean guitars do you have? Do you want to buy one? Do you want to buy? I don't know how many Deans I have in here. 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in here. There's 5. There's one right there. See it? There's a Flying V right there. See it? There is over there another ML, and there's a Flying V. Oh, it's a Kramer. Flying V, an ML, another Flying V. So, yeah. Oh, and Cadillac. That's what that is. Cadillac. So 5 in here. Yeah, 5 in here. I love Dean guitars. That one is a dime bag. That's the dime bag Think. It's called the Think guitar. That's what that is right there. And then this one's a Michael Schenker. That's a Michael Schenker. Okay. Let's I would love to have one of your guitars. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, put it with somebody that would appreciate it and play the crap out of it. I just did that with my nose with a live microphone. Yeah, it's really gross. You never do that on the air. You do this. By the way, forget it. I was going to make an authentic comment about Bitcoin and what it did today. Just absolutely nerve-wracking. Okay, let me get to some questions here. Do a quick reset. Oh, man, there's a lot of questions. Yee. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is a hangout. So whatever you guys, I would love to go down memory lane with the show. And the only way to do that after this many episodes is you guys need to stir the pot and hit me. And then I can think, because when I look at Fade to Black, in its total, when Chris posted episode 1 in the fan in the group page with Steve Murillo. Now, of course, I remember that episode 1 was with Steve Murillo. I haven't seen that logo, or I've never listened to the show, so I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, I completely forgot about that. That was no video. That's just audio only, I think. Or did we shoot video? We might have those first few episodes. We might have shot video for YouTube, not for the radio stream going out. Back then it was radio. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Let's get to the questions. Let's see what we have here. Renee, Jimmy, do you remember one of my earliest emails to you, January 2014? Yes, she she would remember that. Renee, you're the best. When I predicted you would go far with this uvology gig. Yeah, I remember the email. And do you remember us? And and to remember us when you're rich and famous. Oh man, I do remember that. Renee, you're just so special. And wow, Laura coming in. Let's see. This is Julie Sandberg. Julie says, do you know who received John Lear's research and files after he died? He was down the rabbit hole. Yes, he was. I've heard a couple of things. I can't confirm any of it. At the time, he had sold his house. So he had moved out of his house. He moved in. So his house was full of stuff. Where all of that went, I've heard a couple of things. I was pretty happy about one of the names that was thrown out there about who got a bunch of it, but I haven't heard anything since. It's been a minute, but somebody's going to hear this and then reach out to me and tell me what's going on with all of that. Let's see. Can't wait to watch your show tonight. Yeah, right on. Well, we are here now, aren't we? All right. This is Bill. Thank you, Bill, for everything. Happy 12 years. When will we get that part 2 follow-up with Ronnie Dawson? Yeah, right? Ronnie Dawson. Ronnie Dawson. It was that big. It was that big. Linda Moulton House sitting in the front row. What? Are you kidding? True story. Ronnie Dawson. Yeah, I got to reach out to him. The blue cat lady. Yeah, Ronnie Dawson. Yeah, he was great. That was a really, talked like it's past tense. It's not. Ronnie's really, really cool. And I haven't talked to him in a minute, but yeah, Ronnie's worth reaching out to. Church, if we sent you alone into the woods with only a pocket knife, could you build us a shopping mall? Most Harley men could. I could. It would be this big, but it would be really nice. It would be really nice. I could do a lot with a pocket knife. I have, what's weird? Like, okay, so I sit here and I want to be able to do this with 2 hands, right? I just, flashlights, right? Flashlights. I love tools. And so along with that, I was talking about tools earlier and Temu. And so within reach here, I have got, I'm not even reaching over there. So I have 4. There's a mag light right here. Love my mag light. But pocket knives, I love those. So I've got a pocket knife also within reach. I don't have one in here in front of me, but there's one on my coffee table. There's one in my entranceway. There's one on my workbench. There's one on that workbench in the garage, and also in my Harley saddlebag. So, and that's downstairs. I am really good with a pocket knife. I could build a shopping mall. I could. You know what? So the pocket knife that is in my foyer in the front, Amazon comes in, pocket knife, right? Open up a box there. So that sits there with my crystal skulls. And then behind, forget it. I was going to say something else. No reason to talk about that. Here's Chris. Chris, thank you for everything, man. Chris runs the show. Chris is the boss. I've given Chris too much power. Chris has got the juice card. Chris he has access to just about everything. Yep. And he hasn't messed anything up. For staying for that kind of responsibility, it's too easy to post the wrong thing, create the wrong thing, say the wrong thing or the right thing, or block somebody, block the wrong person, block the right person, whatever. Chris can add or subtract anything in my life. He has got a serious juice card, but he's the best. He's the best. Been with me a long time. Jimmy, and congrats on reaching 12 years. Couldn't have done it without you, Chris. I was wondering what happened to Nick Redfern. Yeah. I was thinking about him the other day. I haven't heard anything about him in a long time. Here's the thing about Nick. Nick seemed like was publishing a book about once a month or every other month. And he was, I've got so many of his books, and, he'd send them to me, and Jimmy, I've got this book coming out. And all we did it was wonderful doing a string of shows. And all of a sudden, like 2 years ago, yeah, no Nick. So I did see a post or something a couple of weeks ago. Maybe he sent it to me. I don't know. But he did surface. I haven't talked to him directly, though. But I agree. He definitely, maybe he needed to take a break. Because he was writing on every subject. The books are good. Yeah, it's good that he did surface, though. This is from Delta Dog. Congratulations on 12 years. Pick one: meeting an alien, meeting Bigfoot, or being able to talk to a ghost. Wow. That's tough. You got to go alien. Bigfoot's always here. Ghosts are always here. So, yeah, I'm going alien. I just thought about it for just a second. Where am I? So, Jimmy, what do you want for Christmas? I want my daughter. I just here, I wish this for everybody. I truly do. And for those that don't have this, try to find a way to get it back. All right. Mend all bridges. Mend everything. But it takes nothing. I'm getting a lump in my throat just thinking about it. Anything can trigger me thinking about my daughter. Anything. I was watching something the other day, or I saw something, and I'm trying to think. I was driving. Anyway, this memory popped in my head of her and I flying a kite at Balboa Park. We got 2 kites, and she was like 3 years old. Flying that kite, man, holding on to the string and looking at it. We were out hours. It was the best day of my life, and something triggered that thought. It takes nothing. I can just go right there. It doesn't matter. I'm watching an NASCAR race, and we'd like to bring in our color commentator today for today's race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is with us. Dale, what do you think of the race? And I'm thinking, I love my daughter. I got a text. It takes nothing. I want everybody to have that. Yeah. That's what I want for Christmas. I just want to be able to hang out with her. All right. Let's see. I'm going to miss some faders saying hi. So Esperanza, I'm not going to do it. I woke up this morning and there was a text from her. And she says in the text this one thing. She goes, "This is just for us. Don't," I texted her back, "I can't wait to read this tonight on the show." And I know she read that, but I'm not. I didn't. But it was really funny. A really funny moment. All right. Can I call in, Jimmy? We can talk about crystals. There's another big part of Fade to Black right there, Pat Breeze. Pat Breeze, I got your crystals right here, man. I got your crystals right here. Pat Breeze. You guys remember Pat and him calling in? That was those were the days, weren't they? Let's see. Oh, Sherry. Wow. Look, it's Sherry and Doug. Sherry and Doug and I have been to, I want to get this right. I think we've been to 5 countries together. I think. Is that right? Everybody? United States, Mexico, Peru, Bolivia, Canada. That's 5. I feel like I'm leaving something out. Am I leaving a country out? Been to 5? Is it 6? We're going to be in England this year. They're coming on the Scotland tour. So Scotland's going to be added. Did you guys go to Egypt? No Egypt, right? But that's how many countries I've been. They're the best right there. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Doug. And I did see Doug's. Did Doug text me a picture of some food that he made? And he was so proud of it. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I guess Sherry's not home. Text me, Sherry. Text me right now and tell me what was up with that plate of. It reminded me, okay, when I was a kid, when I was really, really young, 7 years old, my mom, who was broke as a joke, we were poor. But my mom, and I know we didn't have money to eat. We, nothing extravagant. She kept us fed and everything. But anyway, my mom would make this thing. I've never seen it as an adult. I've never even heard of it as an adult. It was called goulash. I hope I'm saying that right. And you know what it was? It was hamburger, elbow macaroni, salt and pepper, and some kind of tomato sauce, tomato soup or something. I don't know. Goulash. And it was delicious. It was delicious. But Sherry, oh, Sherry just texted me. No, Sherry, that's bullshit, what you just texted me. I'll read this bullshit on the air. Doug made poutin. It's delicious. That he didn't make. Sherry, he did not make that beef. It's not what that looked like. It's not. I'm so glad she's listening. I know Doug's laughing. See, poutine. Oh, she's correct. What she thinks she's Renee now. Poutine. Okay, Sherry, you need to go in the kitchen and look in the trash and see how many cans are in there that he opened to make that poutine. Unless is he saying it was from scratch? And yes, you'll be in Egypt okay, so you're going to be in Egypt. So that will be up to like 7 countries. Who does that? We do. Sherry and Doug. Man, I love them so much. I'm serious. When I go to Colorado, they come up and visit and yeah, an amazing pair of those two. No, Sherry, I'm serious. Go in the kitchen and check for cans. Doug is probably taking the cans outside into the trash. I'm telling you, Doug, I'm calling you out, man. I'm calling you out. All right. See, this is what I'm saying. I love hanging out with all of you guys. Yeah. Gil Gerald, Buck Rogers. Yeah, very sad. Rest in peace. Rest in peace on that one. It's kind of funny. About a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, it was on the weekend. I had a day off. Somehow, I wound up watching the original Buck Rogers TV series in black and white with the rocket, with the sparkler coming off the back. It's wonderful. And I probably watched 10 or 12 episodes in an afternoon, back to back. It was so much fun. And then he died yesterday. Yeah, kind of weird. Let's see. This is from Dustin. Dustin says, Jimmy, your guest last night Ask her out, man. See, I don't read these in advance. I see the caps and I pop it up. You two have chemistry. Oh, man. Yes. Oh, Sarah's amazing. That was a really good conversation. Listen, are you excited about Easter Island? I am excited. That's from Stargazer. I am excited about Easter Island. Eric Von Daniken and that movie, Chariots of the Gods book, the book was great. But that documentary, Chariots of the Gods, had so much in it that set my path and influenced me at such a young age, all the way through to today. All right. Nazca, right? Cargo cults. It's just just great. The music. But the Easter Island, the Peru stuff that he did, yeah, Nazca and stuff, but the Peru stuff that he did in Cusco, and that influenced me forever. Easter Island is another chunk of that. The way that it's presented, and you just wonder what the heck is going on. And you see, it just opens up your mind, right? Well, dang it, I'm gonna get to go to Easter Island and relive my childhood and go through that same emotional thing that I did when I first saw the film. So yeah, I'm very, very excited about that. I don't even know how I'm gonna deal with it. I don't. I almost couldn't handle Nazca. I mean, that was. I've watched Chariots of the Gods so many times. God, I must have seen the film 100 times, and I never tire of it. Nazca, the way it's presented in the movie, it's just crazy, right? And it almost feels like that segment of the movie is black and white. It's color. But when you fly over Nazca, it's black and white. That is, Nazca is like the surface of the moon. You're looking out the window and it's black and white and shades of gray, just like the movie. Man, you can't even handle it. You can't handle it. Oh, the monkey. Yeah, you just lose your mind. When you see that hummingbird and you're taking the turn and you look and there it is, exactly like the movie. Well, that's what's going to happen at Easter Island. And I'm very excited about it. I just, there's nothing that can really describe. If you guys want to come to Easter Island with me and we can all just pee on ourselves together, step off the plane, Moai, man, Rapa Nui hanging out, right? Just go to Brian's page and book it. Book it. That one's in November. The one in June, I'm taking 2 trips. The one in June is the winter solstice, right? Okay, so that's a different trip. The one in November, the one in June will have Nazca and Paracas. All right. The one in November does not have Nazca and Paracas. It's just Peru and Easter Island. Okay, so it's 2 different trips. Do both if you can. I'm trying to talk Ken into it. I would love. Yeah. All right. So, Jimmy, how were those Illuminati gummies? Okay, Android. I was with some friends the other day talking about that. And I was not, let me put it to you this way. I still have them. I wasn't prepared for that. I just don't do stuff, right? I don't. I drink coffee. I'm so coffeeed out, right? Fade the black blend. I'm so coffeeed out that it takes a lot of real stuff, coffee, for me to feel it. Well, it's the opposite with everything else because I don't do anything else. And okay, so I was home. I was alone. And it was like 7:00. It's like a Friday night. I'm like, okay, all right. And they're staring at me. They're right there on my coffee table. I'm like, okay, all right. Let's see what happens. So I took one out. They were about this big around, and they're in a tube, right? I take one out, pop it in, chew it up. Tasted like pot, by the way. Tasted like strawberries and pot. I guess it was a strawberry gummy. And I chew it. And then I drank some water. I did something, and I walked around, and I came back in. It was just a few minutes. I was like, what? Whoa. Okay. I felt warm. All right. Felt tingly. It felt warm, like it was getting hot. My face is probably red. But I was like, oh, okay. Here it comes, and I'm not going to be able to control this. I feel it coming. Anyway, I went in the kitchen, and I came back out. And I go back into the family room and the coffee table, which is, at your knee. Walked up to the coffee table, and I leaned down. I put my hand on the coffee table, and I went, whew. Then I switched hands. Whew. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave that right there. They're still on my coffee table, man. I'm scared of them. I'm completely scared of them. Thank you for asking, though. Now that I'm embarrassed, I don't know how to. I don't know how. I don't know. Well, I guess you just build up a tolerance for it. Because I couldn't do that every day. Like Sherry and Doug, they're potheads. They do that boulder weed. A Boulder, Colorado weed that Boulder's so famous for. And I Sherry goes, yeah, I do a little gummy every night before bed. I could not imagine. So I woke up the next day and I was refreshed. I sat up and I went, wow, I slept completely through the night and I don't even think I moved. That was really cool. And then I stopped and went, that was the craziest dream I've ever had. I remember the whole thing. And there's no way I can imagine taking one of those before bed. Whoo. Okay. All right. What's up next? What band did you play? I played in a lot of bands. It was a long time ago. I haven't played in any with any organized anything in a number of years. Now I just play for myself. I've got keyboards, drums, drum machine, rhythm player, drum machine also plays bass. So, I have my little thing here, and then I've got a little practice room, tiny little room down there with drums and stuff in it. So me and my friends can get together and jam. But nothing organized or anything like that. We get together and play Paranoid for 30 minutes, Freebird, and we have a good time. But it's been ages. The bands that I was in Hollywood, my hair band was called Emergency. I was briefly in a band called Hellion with Anne Boleyn, but I was only in that band for like 3 months. It was a big band, but that ended up falling apart. They had a few albums out. My punk band was called the Foam Decoys. I was in another band called Swift Kick with Tony Montana from Great White, Brian Markovich on drums. I can't remember the. Is that it? That was a 3-piece band. Tony sang. Do we have a separate singer? I can't remember. Swift Kick. Tracy G of Dio fame, that was his band. He left to join World War III and then Dio. I came in and replaced Tracy G in that band and Tony Montana. Then he left immediately after that and joined Great White. And like a month after that, they cut that album, and then they had a number 1 hit song, Once Bitten, Twice Shy. Remember that? Yeah. So there was other stuff involved back then too, as well. I don't remember. It's 40 years ago. So that's that. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is from Julie. Julie, do you think Rep Timber Chet has had an experience? I don't think so. but I think he wants one. Yeah. Tim deserves an experience. He needs to be that guy from People of Earth, right? Sitting in the group. He hasn't had his experience, but he's hanging out with experiencers. That's what he's doing right now, right? But he needs to go through that and then walk outside and, right? That Tim needs that. He deserves it. He absolutely deserves the red carpet royal treatment. Yeah. Yeah, he would love it, man. He would love it. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back after this short break. Tonight is our 12th anniversary special. This is just a hangout. All right, it's just a hangout. I haven't gotten to nearly all of your questions, but like I said, this is 12 years on the air. Nobody's asked me about my favorite show. Nobody's asked me about my favorite guest. Nobody's asked me about anything about the show. All right, we got guitars, we got music, we got band stuff in. And Timu. Of course, Sherry and Doug. Yeah. All right. I'm going to take a quick break. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get your alerts and access to over 2,000 videos. Click that subscribe button right now. Go to jimmychurchradio.com and get the Fade to Black official podcast. 2,000 episodes, all of them commercial free for just $2 a month.
I am hosting, speaking, and presenting once again for the Conscious Life Expo, the largest conference of its type in the world. February 20th through the 23rd, 2026 at the LAX Hilton. Speakers, event, and schedule easy. Just visit ConsciousLifeExpo.com. I will be hosting and speaking at the Sedona Ascension Retreat, March 20th through the 22nd, 2026 in Sedona, Arizona. An amazing list of speakers, and it's beautiful Sedona. Come and hang out with us and just go to SedonaAscensionRetreats.com. I'm heading back to the Midwest for the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through the 3rd, 2026, in Delavan, Wisconsin, at the Lake Resort. It is beautiful. This is a great conference right in the heart of the Midwest, where I'm from. I'll see you there. Just go to Contact Modalities Expo, that's XPO.com. I will be hosting and presenting once again at Contact in the Desert. That's May 28th through June 1st, 2026, the largest UFO conference in the world. Come and hang out with us June 23rd through July 1st. Tickets and everything else that you need is at contactinthedesert.com. Want to change your life? Want that paradigm shift? Then visit Peru with Brian Forrester and myself for the Inca Celebration of the Sun, June 23rd through July 1st, 2026. A full 10 days of visiting the country, all of the amazing sights, and of course, the celebration of the winter solstice. It's all simple to do. Go to hiddenincatours.com. Come join us for the Monty Python Scotland Tour, August 1st through the 9th, 2026. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event where you get to go to the castles from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. August 1st through the 9th, 2026. Just visit HaleyARamsey.com.
Watch Into the Vortex on Gaia TV. It's Fade to Black for the screen. Simple to do. Go to Gaia.com, search Jimmy Church, or click on the link below. Follow Fade to Black on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Get all of the show updates every single day. It's now called X, but who cares? Go to jimmychurchradio.com and become a Fadernaut. Get a membership. That's right. Everything is commercial free. You have access to downloads, and you get to call yourself a Fadernaut.
Jimmy Church Guy TV, Fade to Black, here at Machu Picchu with Brian Forster and Hidden Inca Tours. Amazing tour so far, Brian, but we're here to announce what we're going to do next year in 2026. What's going on?
Okay, November 2026, we're going to have our major tour of Peru and Bolivia, either a pre or post tour of Paracas and Nazca on the coast. And then after that, 6 days in Easter Island.
Bucket list, Easter Island. Come join Brian and I and his amazing team here at Hidden Inca Tours for Peru, Bolivia, and Easter Island. Signing out. Say goodbye, Brian.
Bye, gang.
River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. Truly the best coffee on planet Earth. Just visit rivermoon.com or their Amazon store. It's all simple to do. You can check out the Fade to Black blend, the Game Changer blend, or any of their Black Moon wellness products. It's the only coffee I drink. It is the best, and it's Doc. Again, rivermoonwellness.com.
All right. Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, our 12th anniversary. It is officially here. It's a hangout tonight with all of you Fadernauts. I just want to kick it and reminisce, man, and reminisce. By the way, yeah, River Moon Coffee. Just go, everybody listening to everybody in the chat, go to Amazon and order Fade to Black coffee. Simple to do. Search Fade to Black coffee. It'll pop right up. And Jeff, the team over there, Juanita at River Moon Coffee, are the absolute best. And they've been supporting this show for 10 years and probably longer than that. So help support the show. Just go and get some River Moon Coffee. Go to Amazon. Yeah. All right. Speaking about the show. All right. So when I look back at Fade to Black, there's more, but three names come to mind and that are no longer with us. Yeah. Jim Mars. The shows with Jim Mars. I can't put enough on that. And he was always so gracious with his time. He always had some take on something, and he would call me, I would call him, and some break, and he would have this brilliant insight. Next thing you know, he's on Fade to Black, and we're talking about it. He was just amazing, and he's no longer with us. He was such a big part of this show. John Anthony West was another one where always wanting to come on the show and talk about his research in Egypt and pick my brain. And he's no longer with us. And I can't tell you how much he meant to me personally. And this goes back, my thing with him and Jim Mars too, and Stanton Friedman is another one. And John Anthony West, the Magical Egypt and that series. And I remember the first time I had met him, he was with Linda Moulton Howe, and they were walking towards me. Linda went and grabbed him. We were broadcasting live. And so they just walked up and sat down. And he had already been on Fade to Black, but that was the first time that I had met him in person. And I missed those shows with him. And the same thing with Stanton Friedman. Stanton Friedman was a Fadernaut. All three of them were Fadernauts, dyed in the wool Fadernauts. And Stanton was so cool. He'd wear that fade to black hat, man. And I was just, and he just meant so much to me. And those three were such fixtures on this show the first 3, 4, 5 years that we did it. Of course, Stanton passed. Jim passed right around the last time that Contact in the Desert was still in the desert, and that was just unreal. It's just unreal. Same thing with John Anthony West. The three of them, it wasn't like it just happened so suddenly. You know, whatever was affecting them grabbed them and took them. And it happened really, really fast. Stanton he had just done an event with George Norrie. He was flying home and he passed away at the airport flying home. It was just sudden, you know, and I miss those three. I miss those three. What great conversations. And to be able to not all three of them. So you had Jim Mars, you know, the conspiracy guy. You had John Anthony West, the Egypt guy, and you had Stanton Friedman, the UFO guy. All the tippy top of the tippity top, and it was just amazing to not only have them on the show so much, but getting the information out of them. And for those of you that were a part of Fade to Black back then, and if you weren't, go back into the archives and listen to those shows. They were unreal. They were so much fun. And I was just able to, you know, you read a book by any of those guys. I have a lot of Jim Mars's books. I have John Anthony West books, and of course Stanton Friedman's. And you read their books, and for me, I knew that I was going to do this. I knew it. It was just in the stars. This is what was going to happen. And so I would read the book and I would archive these questions. Okay, that's a great point. But man, I would love to ask him about that. And it happened. It happened with everybody, right? And it's the one thing I have read, and I have so many books where it got to the point where I would be reading a book and I thought that I had already read it because there was another book that was referencing the same material. I was like, did I already read this book? I thought I didn't have it. And it was that way. I was so, and I still am. I'm still the very same person when it comes to research. I don't hold back on it. When I jump into a subject, I don't stop. And when I'm able to bring on a guest, you know, last night with Sarah is a great example of that. Here we're talking about alchemy last night, and Falconelli came up. And what was interesting about Falconelli, and Falconelli is a very specialized little slice of alchemy that is so utterly important, but most people have never heard of him unless you jump into it. And when you jump into it, like I do, I get Falconelli's book, Mysteries of the Cathedrals, and I read through that, and I read about the life of Falconelli, and I really, right? Well, now I have that in my head. Now I need the right guest for the subject to come up, and I'm able to explore that. And I remember, and I can do that now with just about any guest on any subject because I'm so read. I am. I research a lot. It's what I do. And last night when Falconelli came up, and to have Sarah go, let's go, that's just amazing because I have so much that I want to learn and teach all of you, expose you to somebody like Falconelli because it popped up in the chat. Uh who's Falconelli? Exactly. That's why I do this show. I want all of you to just come away with some little nugget, some little thing, some little nugget where you come to the end of the show and you go, man, I got to go check that out. I don't know what that is about. That is why I do the show, because that's what I go through. And if I can just get my method of operation, my method of madness to come through on this microphone with a guest, the way that my brain works, and I can connect with you that way, that's my bliss. That's my bliss. And that's a perfect example of that. We did that every time just about with every guest. But when you think about the Jim Mars shows and the Jaws, John Anthony West and Stanton Friedman. Speaking of Jaws, I looked at his name one day and I saw Jaw there. So I called him up and I had something to talk to John about. And I said, hey, Jaws. And he goes, Jaws? Oh, Jaw. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Ha, ha, ha. And we laughed. And so after that, I would call him Jaws on the show. And I got an email about, you can't, dude, show him some respect. When I called him Jaws on the phone and he got it and he laughed, that is right. And so, yeah, I'm going to do that on the show because I'm going to share that with you. And Jaws ended up sticking. I would be around. I would hear somebody go, oh, man, I heard Jaws last night. I saw Jaws. And to have that spread out through the community, that's why I do the show. Jimmy, I just saw Jesse Michaels' interview with the Russian president of a name I can't pronounce or spell. Have you seen the interview? I have not. I will check it out after the show. Thank you for the tip. Thank you for the tip. I was at my ex-in-laws' house, and who are how do I say this? Russian, Armenian, Greek, but they're always watching Russian TV, and so which I still don't speak Russian, can kind of understand it. And I was they were watching the news, and I see this picture of a UFO on the news, Russian news out of Moscow. And I go, what's going on? And they tell me that I think it was Medvedev, the Russian president then. Is he the president now? I can't remember. Anyway, on a hot mic was talking about UFOs and what that Russia knows, this and that and so forth. Anyway, and that was on a hot mic. They were replaying it and talking about it. That news never made it to the United States. And I remember just sitting there going, wow. And this was headline news all over Russia when this broke out. So, no, I haven't heard that interview, but with Jesse Michaels, I will check it out. Let's see. Hey, Betty Joe. How you doing? Betty Joe. Yeah, she is a hippie. All right. Are you going to do one day a week in 2026? I know, right? There is some good news and bad news with this. All right. I just have to let everybody know going into 2026. I know this now. I just haven't talked about it. We're going to cut back to 3 weeks a month because of the shooting schedule for Beyond Belief, and which is going to shoot midweek. I have to fly out early, and then I have to fly out, and I have to do that once a month. And so we're going to be cutting back to 3 weeks a month of Fade to Black. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is for that, instead of 3 weeks, go to 3.5 weeks, somehow work in either a show on Monday or a show on Friday. I would rather do a show on Monday and keep my weekends free. So I think we're going to try to mold everything that way. Doing a show the night before travel is tough, but I'll do it for the Fadernauts. Okay, so that's it. It's already done. It's in stone. I have my shoot dates. I have everything going through all of 2026, and so that's it. 1 week a month, I will be shooting Beyond Belief. All right. Now I will try to arrange the schedule and work with Michelle to hopefully do one show that week, either on a Monday or Friday, probably Monday. So Friday would be better, but I don't want to tie up and lose my weekends. So, all right. Okay. So yeah, Betty Joe's building a van. Have you guys seen her videos of what she's doing? It's absolutely incredible. Betty Joe Jacks. Betty Joe Jacks. Betty Joe Jacks. All right. I'm just scrolling through. I'm looking for all caps. Let's see. Jimmy, you ever going to get an RV and do some shows on the road? Yeah, kebabs. Yeah, there you go. There was an idea that was presented to me by a production company a couple of years ago, and it almost happened. And it didn't happen because logistically we couldn't work a schedule out, but they were ready to pull the trigger. The network was going to get a bus or a large RV, driver, crew, and we were going to do Fade to Black across the country and make a TV series out of it. I really like that idea. And so it is still fermenting. The idea is still there. And of course, Christina Gomez and what she would like to do as well. There may be a way to tie all of this together. I would still like to do it. So the idea has not gone away, Pat. Thank you for that. God, we were so close too. I mean, it was right on the everybody talking about Temu. Let's see. Okay, let's see what this is. This is from MWL. What would you tell Jimmy from season 1 about what you have learned in 12 seasons? That's a great question. That is a great question. I've learned so much. And probably I thought about this stuff for a while, but now it's now just a part of my being, my fabric, is consciousness. Consciousness when it comes to ET, consciousness when it comes to the universe, and what it is, and how important it is. It may be the most important thing in the universe. And my knowledge of throughout history, but my knowledge of us and how consciousness has played a part in not only in our evolution, but what we know about ourselves today. And that has absolutely changed me. Yeah. I was for so many years, and we all go through this, because when I started researching and looking into UFOs at the age of 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and reading the books and going through all of this, the original ideas that I had, when you're looking at pictures of flying saucers and the Heflin photographs, and you're looking at those things as a kid early on, you are, and plus the TV shows and everything else, that you're so focused on the craft, what it is, and you're fixated on that. Who's flying it? How long were they flying across the universe to get here? And you think about it in this very, very mechanical way. They say nuts and bolts, but that is putting it simply, but that was my focus. And all of us had that focus. But as we've started to figure out and understanding more about consciousness and dimensions and of course the multiverse, that the ideas behind not only the craft, but how it gets from one point in the universe or our galaxy to another without spending 10,000, 50,000 years, flying, cruising. All of that has gone out the window for me. I still think that's part of it. Yeah, for sure. And if you look at 3i Atlas, I don't know if it's going to leave our star system and find a wormhole and zip across to the other side of the universe. I don't know. Has it literally just been flying and cruising through the Milky Way just in a straight line for billions of years? That's possible too. But I just don't think that that's the case. But that is an example of a nuts and bolts situation where it may not be interdimensional. Yeah, it's weird. That's, if I would have told myself that 12 years ago, that I would evolve into this entire consciousness driven lifestyle and mindset, I don't know. It would have been too much to absorb. It would have been too much, too heavy. But that's where I am today. Yeah. And I don't care. I don't care what people think. I don't, there is just a point in life when you're young. Just in case you don't know, I'm 62. When you're young, you care about your clothes, your shoes, your image, your friends, your cliques, your groups, being accepted, everybody liking you, and you're so focused on that. And that's the other thing. If I could go back and go, you know what? None of that shit matters. None of it. And you're so consumed, we all are when you're kids, with that. And it rolls into your adult life. Today, I don't give a crap about anybody's opinions about me or anybody's opinions about others. I do not care. I don't pay attention to it. I don't know how many subscribers I have. I don't know who makes comments. I don't, unless an email comes in and it's from somebody that I know that I'm expecting. No, I just don't. It's funny. And that's one of the lessons I wish I could go back and teach myself. Time travel and all of that, changing the past, not in, but man, I wish I had that lesson early on where none of it matters. And it's tough. It's tough. You can't say that to a kid. It doesn't matter. Sally doesn't like you, well, screw her. It doesn't matter. You know what? No, it does matter when you're 15. It's a big deal when you're 20. It's a really, really big deal. I get it. But wow. It doesn't matter. And here's the other thing about getting old. That man. So you're raising kids, you're doing that, you've got your job, you're focused and career and life, and you're constantly, because you should, but you're constantly doing stuff for others. You're constantly not doing stuff for others, you're doing that too as well, but you are doing things that other people want you to do. Right. And if you want to do something, you have to go to somebody and get their opinion on something. Wife, girlfriend, boss, class, whatever it is. Right. You've got to go and and talk this through. Should I do this? Can I do this? Should I do this? And gets, I don't live my life like that anymore. I literally every single day only do what I want. It's not coming from a place of ego. What I'm saying is I have evolved into understanding how wonderful that is, to have that kind of freedom to just be, to just do your thing and to just be free. It's amazing. And it's really changed the way that I talk to people, the way that I interface, the way that I approach life. It's a completely different thing where I just literally go through every day of the year just doing what makes me happy. It's a weird concept, isn't it? I mean, put that in your head for a second and go, how is that possible? Well, it is. And if you want it and you work towards it, you can get there. And then suddenly it's like, man, you look back and go, man, I could not have been happy back then, because I'm happy now and I know what happy is. All right. I don't, throughout the day, this is every day of the year, every day, I don't argue with anybody. I don't have disagreements with anybody. I'm not around anything negative. I don't watch anything negative. I don't expose myself. I just avoid, and I have a complete day, minute by minute, of freedom, happiness, and smiles. That's what life is all about. Right there. If you can get there, and you should, I wish this on everybody. Yeah. And that's how I've changed. That's how I've changed. Yeah. I look back and I just think about all of this, how the show was always, okay, I know I'm not getting, but we're just hanging out. Let's just pretend we're just sitting in my living room right now. I had a moment with the then friend of mine. I'll tell you his name. His name was Fred Reynolds. Fred Reynolds was the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer of Viacom. Okay. And he had the power. He signed Howard Stern. Right? Think about that. Right? Rush Limbaugh. Right. Okay. So he could open up a door for me if I asked for it. And one day I kind of did. And this is before, right as I was starting sportscasting. And I give him a demo reel or a reel of the sports show at the time. And he calls me and he goes, okay, here's a number. What do you want to do? Because I'm going to give you the number of so-and-so. If you want the gig, it's yours. What is it that you want to do? I said, man, I want to be a reporter, a journalist of the people. I want to get out there on the streets and I just want to do my thing. And he said, well, what about this UFO thing? I said, well, that too, if it comes up, but I just want to fight for the people. He goes, who does that? What about your career? What is it that you're talking about the big picture? I said, that is the big picture. That is the big picture. And he kind of came back at me and we set up an interview for me to go to. I can't say anything about who or what, would not be cool, because I blew it out. We had the interview set up and I was going to go in. I was going to go and work for the news here in LA. Out of the gate, had it set up, and I bailed. He calls me and he goes, you had an interview this week and you didn't show up. I said, I don't want to do it. I don't want, no, I just want to do my thing. And it's really, really funny how I look back at that, and the vision that I wanted for Fade to Black from the very beginning was to be able to talk about what I was interested in. That's it. I was talking to my publicist this week, and he was asking me these questions, and I said, look, he said, well, this person wants to interview you about blah blah blah, and this person in different newspapers or whatever across the country. We have these things, and I said, I only talk about the stuff that I can talk about, that I have knowledge of. I don't want to have somebody take my name and use that, A, for clickbait, but second, try to get something out of me, some shock value thing about a subject that I don't know anything about. And then I go and say the wrong thing. And no, that's not what I'm interested in. The very beginning, I've only been interested in the subjects that I study and that fascinate me, or the food that fascinates me, or the movies that fascinates me. That's all I'm interested in. And that's what this show is based on. And we've done that now for 12 years. Nothing different, night after night. That's it. That's it. Have you guys seen, speaking of that, have you guys seen Pluribus? You guys watching that? Pluribus is strong. And I don't know what episode we're up to now. It's probably 7 or 8, 6, 7 or 8. It's really, really, really good. It's really good. You guys need to check out Pluribus. Okay, let's see. Let's get back to, I could go on and on about Pluribus. Somebody called me. Oh, it's my friend Christine. She called me the other day. She goes, oh, you're driving, right? And I said, yeah. Said, okay, well, let's talk. I said, okay, I got time. And so I had a 2-hour drive in front of me. It was a couple days ago. And she goes, are you watching Pluribus? I go, I am. What do you think? And we went and discussed Pluribus at length. It's such a powerful series. If you guys haven't seen it yet, watch Pluribus. Never heard of it. You haven't heard of Pluribus. Pluribus is on Apple TV. All right. And not to give anything away, I'll just give you the setup for the show. This is the setup. Episode 1. Aliens figure out, or have a way, they don't figure out a way, they have a way to have our DNA altered, everybody on the planet, where your personality, your consciousness is now shared with the other 8 billion people on the planet, and theirs is shared with you. Your personality, this is just a costume, because what's in here now is 8 billion people. Your individuality is removed. That's what it's about. And it happens to everybody on the planet except for 8 people. 8 people were immune to this. And that's what the show is about. I'm just going to leave it right there. It's not really cool. Really well done. Really well done. Okay. Let's see. This is from Charles. Charles says, Jimmy, is humanity allowed to visit an alien city and tour real alien starships and visit real alien planets for 2 weeks? Will you try? What? Yeah, I would do. What? I get to come back. I get to go for 2 weeks and come back. Only if I can pack my own food. Take my own food. Everything else I can worry about. They'll have it set up. Atmosphere, am I wearing a tank, spacesuit, or is their planet just like, I don't know. But food's important. You don't want to go to an alien planet and find out that they eat live insects, alien insects, big bowls of alien. Oh, it's really high in protein. It's really the best food. No, it's not, and I'm not doing it. That would be the worst 2 weeks. But I would do that. Yeah, man, I would do that. It's a great question, Charles. Would you do it? See, that's the real question. Would you do it? I asked that question to so many people. Would you, if you had the opportunity to be one of the first people on Mars, would you do it? All right. That takes a certain personality. There are many out there that absolutely that's their destiny, and that's it. They're trailblazers, and they will go. If you are one of the first people on Mars, that's a one-way trip with no guarantees. So what do you have to consider? Well, your family, your kids, everything that you know and love, right? Would you do it? Would you sign up? Every time an astronaut goes to the ISS, every time an astronaut went to the moon, the original Mercury astronauts just going up to make one orbit around that could be their last minutes of life. So everything has to be considered there. Yeah, man, they've got a wife and kids and a dog, friends, family, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, friends, all of that. When you strap yourself in and you light that candle, there's no guarantees. Going to the moon, right? Well, going to Mars. Would you go to Mars? Would you sign up for that one-way trip? That's tough. That's tough. I don't know if I could answer that. Today, I would say there's part of me that says, hey, man, there's only so many surprises left. That would be a real surprise. Go and do that. You've lived your best life, so just go. All right. And then you have to say bye to everybody. There's that part. The other part is, I'm kind of good here. Let somebody else go and do that. I don't want to separate with what I have here, my daughter and everything else. I don't know. But if there's a guaranteed return, it's 2 weeks. Yeah, I do that. I would do that. I ask people all the time. It's weird how people have different opinions on that. Yeah. I could see a husband and wife. All right. Husband comes home, wife comes home and goes, okay, well, I got some good news and bad news. Okay. I want the bad news first. Okay. I'm never going to see you again. What? What's the good news? I'm going to Mars. And I can only imagine the fight that would, I can only imagine the stuff being broken in that house, what being in bed that night was like, because whoever the other half is not happy. Who is going to go, oh, good for you, honey. Good for you. You selfish, self-centered. What about your family? What about me? What about your kids? What about your dog? You're just going to just leave us all. Right? I can only imagine oh man. All right. Third Stone Studios. Have you seen the trailer for Spielberg's new movie, Disclosure Day? And if so, what do you think? I've been asked this question now 20 times in the last 24 hours. Strange. I don't know how this is playing out. What appears to be playing out from the trailer, it's Steven Spielberg. It's going to be a great movie. He's never made a bad movie. So it's going to be a great movie. It's going to be fun. But It appears from the trailer, and I could have this wrong, but it looks like when that weather person, played by what's her name? Anyway, when she starts, when it looks like she's doing the weather, and then ET is now speaking through her, and the announcement is going to have, or one of the announcements appear. This is the trailer, so who knows what? But that's kind of scary, isn't it? Remember, they show the eyes changing, right? So, what is Spielberg's approach to this? Don't know. Don't know. It's Spielberg. What he did with The War of the Worlds, that was such a great movie. 8mm, how great is that, right? Childhood movie about aliens. Spectacular. E.T., what more can be said? And of course, Close Encounters. I think he's probably done, well, he did, what was that called? Taken? He did that TV, was it Taken? Abducted? Taken? That UFO series he did last year, the year before. So I'm sure that the treatment and the way that this, you can tell already by the way it's shot, and the way the trailer is, it's going to be excellent. I just don't know how I feel about the Body Snatchers' approach to this, if that's what was going on. I don't know. I can't wait. Man, we have to wait so long for that too. We just don't have a choice. Let's see. What else do we have here? When will you do a tour of the megaliths in Ireland? Now, let me tell you something. I've been wanting to go to Ireland and check out the megaliths there for a very long time. What most people don't know, Ireland's big, by the way. It's almost as big as Britain, the island. What most people don't know is that stuff in Ireland, those megaliths there, are older than anything. I mean, like old. Yeah. And so precise and so beautiful, and big. Yeah. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. It's just been sitting there for a while. Jimmy, Flintstones or Flintstones? Okay, Oh, that's a good question. Mandela effect. I don't know. I'm trying to picture it now. It's without an apostrophe, I think. Oh man, I'm really going to ruin my day now. Okay. Flintstones logo. Here I go. I'm going to just ruin my childhood right now. Oh, it's without. Okay. If there was going to be an apostrophe in there, I would have lost my mind. Okay. It's no apostrophe. There it is. Okay. Whew. Fog log. That was good. You got me. You got me on that one. You got me. Okay, Charles, how many times did you post that question? Ask Holly. Hall says, thank you. I'm honored to have been on your show. And Holly, I still think about it. It was a great show. And it was just, let's see. Okay, Holly, I'll respond to this email after the show. Okay. All right. Holly, thank you for that. Holly's amazing. Just absolutely amazing. You know, one of the things that I have enjoyed about this show is I really enjoy first-time guests. And the reason why, it's a first-time guest, right? For me and for you. There's that part. But back when I would listen to Coast, I hosted Coast to Coast. Back in those days, I would listen to or check the website when they finally got their website, and I would listen to the intro of the show, whether it was Art or George, and I would listen to the guest lineup. Now, if it was Stanton Friedman or Linda Moulton Howe or what was that guy's name, the Mars dude, Hoagland, I would pass. If it was a guest that I knew. Some I wouldn't, but basically that was how I listened to Coast. I would listen to Coast when it was somebody that I didn't know. Now I'm going to learn something. I'm going to find out something. And what if it's the craziest thing ever? So that's, and I really enjoyed that. I want that same feeling to happen on Fade to Black. I've given Michelle carte blanche when it comes to first-time guests. If I've never had the guest on, there are certain things that I require. I require Dolan. I require Linda Moulton. There are things that I require Jason Quitt. I require David Palmer. There are certain, there's plenty more where that came from. But the first-time guests are the priority. So I've pretty much told Michelle, 2-3 days a week, I want first-time guests. You need to work. You need to go out. You need to kick over rocks, and you need to find the coolest, best new things that are out there for Fade to Black. And then one night a week, we'll bring in somebody that's been on the show before. That's what I enjoy. That's what got me excited about Coast to Coast. And so that's it. That's it. Just so you guys know. Let's see. Chris Hayes of HL. Oh, Huey Lewis in the News said that he was on a bus alone with Stevie Ray Vaughan and couldn't play his guitars because the strings were so thick. Yes, it's 100% true about, thank you for that, Neil. Stevie Ray Vaughan, I believe, he played with what they call heavy strings, thick strings, and high action. And if you have the strength in your fingers to play like that, you get a lot of tone and a lot of volume. And there's a certain thing that happens if you can do it. Stevie, I think he played with 12 or 13s on the high E. I played 9s and 10s. His strings were like twice as thick. And so I think he played like a wound G string. And those are thick string. And so if you are one of those players, like almost all guitar players are, you've got a guitar with really low action, really light strings, and it's really fun to play and all of that. And then you turn around and you play something like Stevie Ray Vaughan, you can't play it. You can't. You'll pick it up, you'll go, whoa, put it down, and that is the end. That's all she wrote. So yes, Neil, that is 100% true. I've had a couple of friends that play like that, and a couple of jazz player friends of mine that would have like a 335 with this high action and the wound G string. I can't mess with it. All right, let's see. I got time for a couple more questions. Let's see. Jimmy, live on stage podcast 2026 prediction. Okay, now this is from Holly. I was talking about you. Jimmy, live on stage podcasts for 2026 prediction. I don't understand the question. I think I do. Jimmy, live on stage podcast. Are you saying do Fade to Black live on stage? I used to do that a lot. I should do that more. The reason why I don't do that more is because now my studio is not portable. My old studio, I had a console and a microphone and whatever, and throw that stuff in a tote and go and that's not the studio that I have now. No. Undoing this and going on the road is impossible. It's impossible. You guys can't see. You can't. All of this gear that is over. Look at that. All of that. That's a computer. That's a computer. You can see there's two keyboards. There's the interfaces over here. That's a pile of microphones right there. That's sitting there. But down below that is another computer and a couple of interfaces and compressors. And then down below, the computers under here, and the way that all of this is wired together. There's 3 cameras, right? There's literally 3 cameras in here, the switching system, and this entire crazy mess that is in here. Doing this on the road, no, there's just no way to do it. There isn't an easy way out. I suppose I could configure. Could I get everything on a laptop? A little USB mic, pair of headphones. It's possible. But so when I'm interviewing a guest on the road for a podcast, I have to have a mixer. You have to have 2 microphones, 2 sets of headphones, cameras, all of that. It's different. I would love to get back into that though. Holly, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Okay, I'm going backwards. Let's see. Does anybody know where to mail a gift to Jimmy? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If somebody has my mailing address to my office and I get some package unsolicited, don't open it. I'll return it, or I'm not opening something that doesn't have a name on it or return or any. No. Oh man. I've you know what I've done? I have if somebody contacts me, like Ken, if somebody contacts me and says, "Hey, I want to send you something, it's from me." Okay, if something comes in to my office, I will literally give the box to, if I don't just return it. It's yours. If you want to go in the back away from everybody and open it and check it out, that's on you. But it's yours. Or we can just return it. That's the world that we live in today. Yeah. So Cashmere. Cashmere. What's one song you never get tired of listening to? Dance the Night Away. Van Halen. Never get tired of that. Ever. How could you? How could you? Unchained by Van Halen. Walk by Pantera. How could Du Hast? The Rain Song. Led Zeppelin. Oh, Celebration Day. Led Zeppelin. Never get tired of that. Never. Fairies Wear Boots. Black Sabbath. Never get tired of that. Symptom of the Universe. Black Sabbath. Never get tired of that. Yeah. I can go on and on, but I would never. Dance the Night Away. I could listen to Dance the Night Away all day long, nonstop for the rest of my life, and never get tired of it. That's a great question. That's a really, really, really great question. Jimmy, how many motorcycles do you have? Don't know. And I will never tell. I will never tell. One of the things, and we're at the end of the show. I was saying earlier, I just don't give a shit what people think. I don't care what I drive. Status is not, I literally don't care. I drive a 2019 Jeep. It's 6 years old. Okay. I can, and that's it. That's the last car. I don't care. Image is not, possessions. No. The reason why all of these guitars are behind me, because that's my life. That's my personality. It's not there for ego. Look what I have. I don't give a shit. I could pull them all. If I pulled them all down and we had a black wall back there, then a piece of me is not there. That is me. That's my life. That's why those are there. But it's not a stat. I don't care. I don't have horribly expensive stuff and turn around and tell people about what I have. It doesn't impress me when people do it, and I'm not going to try to throw that crap out on. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. How many motorcycles do I have? I have none. I don't post. I don't get it when influencers out there, especially outside of this community, want to flaunt their rented podcast studio and flaunt their house or fly, cars and you can get more subscribers and make more money if you just do that. And it's like that for so much of society. It's not what drives me. Look, man, I wear a t-shirt. I'm literally, okay, how much do I care about what I look like? I'm going to go to the store after the show tonight. I'm going to wear these sweats and these, look, these slippers with these socks. I don't give a shit what people think. No, man. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in my Jeep. Comfortable in my thing. And that's what success is. 12 years of Fade to Black. 12 years of Fade to Black have given me opportunities. Certainly, it's opened the doors to TV, coast to coast, movies, film, conventions, conferences, and traveling the world. All of that. It's given me but that is not success what people think. All right. Yeah, it's great. But success is getting to a point in your life where you don't give a shit what people think and you can just do what you want to do and not be influenced by anybody. That's where you achieve nirvana, man. You are really at where your brain is just happy. Happy thoughts, happy life. That's what Fade to Black has brought me. And it's changed my personality. It's changed who I am. And I'm just so happy. And not only that, I have people that understand that. The audience, you can appreciate it because you've seen me do this night after night after night after night. I don't do this for clicks. I don't give a crap. I have no idea about subscribers or counts or how many. What are the listener levels on how many on all of these networks? What happens on Spotify? What happens on Apple? What happens on iHeart? What happened? I don't know. I don't wake up in the morning going, okay, man, how many subscribers did I get yesterday? How many more followers do I have? I have no clue. I don't. My drive is hanging out with you guys every single night and learning something. What happens after that happens after that. So yeah, I got to go to Egypt. Okay, cool. All right. Because of this show and because of my attitude and what drives me. That's it. That's success. Just being happy. All right. So with that, 12 years in the can, 12 years. On Monday, I'll see all of you back here on Monday. And we're hitting Christmas week, by the way. So I'll see all of you here on Monday, starting our 13th year. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It is a humbling honor and privilege to be able to do this every single night with you. So we got to hang out tonight. All right. Everybody good? Have a great weekend. Do everything I would do. Just don't get arrested. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Go back, Lee Tappy. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Newman, and Michelle Freed. Special thanks to Bill, John, Dex, Jessica, Dennis, and Kevin. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music by Doug Aldrich. Intro, Space Boy. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2024 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy.